Hello and welcome to my new weekly reading vlog. It's now Monday and it's 3:35 in the evening, and it's so nice to start the vlog when it's still quite bright outside. So let's just jump in and talk about reading. Yesterday, after I finished my last week's reading vlog, I finished listening I just have to watch it for the title. It's for some reason it's very hard for me. Ghost Wood Song by Erica Waters. I gave in the end that book 3 stars. It's a book about a girl whose father has ability to contact the ghosts when he plays his fiddle. What happens so that her father dies, and now she somewhat inherits that fiddle. She knows that it can be dangerous, but at the same time she's almost compelled to play with it. And after her brother gets into jail, she wants to help him, and to do so she has to wake up the dead. So sounds very interesting, and the story was quite okay. Young adult. But I listened for that book, and I definitely don't recommend the audiobook because the narrator's voice just got on my nerves all the time, and in the end I just wanted to give that book 2 stars only because it was that annoying to hear it. But it's not the story's fault who reads it out loud. So I give it 3 stars. And after that I started listening A Head Full of Ghosts by, and let me see the author, Paul Tremblay. It's a book about a bred family who is normal suburban family, but after some time their daughter Marjorie starts show signs of schizophrenia, I think, and after none of the doctors can help her, the parents turns into a church. They go to the church seeks help from the priest, and he suggests to do a exorcism. So the story begins there. I only listened about half an hour of that book, and I'm already intrigued. It's pretty interesting. So hopefully this one will be much better than the previous one. Also, I'm reading a book, the second book in the Blood Eye series, The Possession by Jennifer Armentrout. It's a book about a vampires. I don't want to spoil what's happening in this book because but it's about the vampires. There's the main character Carrie and her sire Nathan, but something happens and they are separated against their will, and now Carrie wants to help Nathan. So yeah, I'm on the page 96 and it's quite okay. It's better than the first book as far as I remember, because I read the first book maybe 5 years ago. Because why it's more interesting for me, because I don't like the relationships between Nathan and Carrie. When they are together, Carrie just acts almost like a slave to him. She always call him my sire did that, my sire did that, just very annoying. When they are separated, she acts normal. So far it's much better than the first one. Yeah, so that's my first update. So my plans are to read this book this week and finish listening A Head Full of Ghosts. So what else? We just came back home with Lucas from work about 40 minutes ago. I already made some dinner and we're just waiting for our Mas. He has to come back soon from work also. And after that, I don't know, maybe I will go and cross stitch and listen for the book, or maybe read physically. But it seems like now I like to read physical books more when everyone is in bed, me me included. So definitely I will read that book when I lay down. So the possibility is that I will listen for the audiobook until the late evening. Yeah, so I think for now that's it. Hello, it's now Tuesday and it's 3:30 already. I just came back from work and yeah, I want to almost go to bed. I feel so tired. However, I have to do some dinner. I don't like cooking, but what can you do when you have a family? Yeah, I came back home for a very, very amazing package. It's not a package, it was an envelope. And in that envelope was my order from Caroline Marie Reads. She has a booktube channel, and if I don't forget, I will try to link it down below in the bar. She is just amazing person. I love her videos so much. You definitely have to watch her. Also, she's an amazing artist, and she has her Etsy shop. So I bought some cards from her, and they came today. I will definitely buy more when she has more of her work there, because the quality and she's just amazing. I can show you. One of them is E.M. Forster, his portrait on the book of A Room with a View, on the first page, and on the other side it's also his portrait on the first page of the book, not the first page but the first chapter. And you can use them as a bookmarks because the quality is amazing, but because I don't want to ruin them, I think I will just frame them. And another one this time that I bought was Ernest Hemingway portrait, also of the book A Farewell to Arms, and also on the first chapter, first page. Aren't they amazing? Yeah, I love them. So that definitely lifted up my mood a lot. Talking about reading, yesterday I listened all of the book A Head Full of Ghosts, and I gave that book 5 stars because I love that story. I listened that in one day. I know that some people don't like it. I don't know why, because for me it was just it just was perfect. I think the story has a little bit of an open ending because you're not quite sure what happened. You know what happened, but not everything. So yeah, I loved it and I gave it 5 stars. And also I already chose another book to listen to, and this time it's The Exorcist. I don't remember the author, but I will insert the picture here. I think everybody knows about that book and about the film that was made based on that story. And I listened about maybe half an hour of that book, and I'm already was afraid to go to the toilet after after that half an hour. Yeah, so I think at the moment that's it. I think I will go and continue making the dinner, and hopefully we will talk a little bit later. Good morning. It's now Wednesday and it's almost 10 in the morning. I'm home with Lucas once again because he just doesn't stop having a runny nose. So yesterday he was not like himself anymore. I think he just was very tired from that feeling of stuffy nose. So we came back home earlier than usual, and we decided that we will keep him home for the rest of the week at least. So today I will be home with him, and tomorrow Audumas will be home with Lucas, and I will go to work tomorrow. No, it's not Wednesday, it's Thursday. I'm lost in the days. Yeah, so yesterday I haven't talked to you because, like you can imagine, it was a little bit stressful. I was a little bit concerned about Lucas. It's not usual that he is very calm and sits in one place all the time. He's a firecracker. Like you can hear from today, he is full of energy usually, and yesterday he was not. So when I came back home, I haven't read, I didn't do anything almost. I just spent all the time with him. But in the late evening, when Lucas went to bed, I read a little bit of that Possession. This one. It's okay. I'm now on the page 142. But I don't know, I almost have to force myself to pick this book up. I don't have any desire to read it. So I don't know. I'm now having a feeling that I will DNF this series. Yeah, it's just not worth my time to be reading a book that I don't want to. Also, it will be on hold, so there will be a place for 4 new books on my shelves. Yeah, I don't know. I'm still hesitant about it because I already on the 140 page mark, so I already invested a lot of time, but we will see. Maybe I will read a little bit today and then decide. Also, I'm jealous. Trying to make a lot of noise that you can't hear me. Also, yesterday I started reading one of the books from my NetGalley because I have a lot there now. So this time I chose to read When the Time Comes by Adele O'Neill. This is a thriller about a woman who's found dead, and her husband says that it was suicide, but the police says that it was a murder. That husband, I think his name is Liam. I read only a few pages, so I'm not that familiar with the characters yet. But let's say it's Liam at the moment. Liam, he has a wife and 2 teenage children, but he finds a lover, and he decides to move out from home and live with his lover. And his wife can't forgive him that. But after some time, I guess, she's she has a terminal illness. I don't know what illness. And now she asked him to move back because she needs help with kids. Children just can't cope by themselves. So he moves back, and the next day after he moves back, his wife is found dead. So I think the story begins there. So far it's okay. On the Goodreads, this book has a very low rating. Not very low, but I think 3.5 stars around. So for me it's quite low. But I read about 2% of that book, and that 2% are interesting, more interesting than that book about vampires. So now today I don't know what we will do. I'm thinking now I think that I will go and have some coffee, have a breakfast. I think I will just try to catch up on some booktube videos and do some cross-stitching, because I didn't do any cross-stitching this week and I miss it. And we will see what we will do next. Hopefully we will talk more today because I don't have to go to work. Morning, it's now Saturday and it's 11 o'clock already. Today was very late morning for us. Aurimas went to work, but he went to work only from 9 o'clock, so we all slept until 9. Maybe Lucas was awake a little bit earlier, but he likes to just play quietly in his room until I come to him. Came downstairs only about 9:30, maybe later. So yeah, very late morning, but I love mornings like this, especially on weekends. Talking about Lucas' health, he feels a little bit better, but he still has a very stuffy nose. Just don't go away. But he is now back to his usual self, so that's great. Yesterday I haven't talked to you because I had a late shift at work, so I came back home from work maybe 5:15 only. So I have a dinner. I talked with Aurimas, spent a little bit of time with my family, and it was just too late to film because in Norway it starts to get dark quite early, and all the day it's quite gloomy, so it's very hard to film when I use only natural light so far. Yeah, and in the evening when Lucas went to bed, I thought that I will read a lot because I had time. I didn't feel that sleepy, so I thought that I will read at least few hours. Happened so that I spent almost all my time on my phone and read maybe just few pages of the Possession. I'm now on the page 202. I'm almost in the middle and nothing happening, so I don't know. I'm so tempted to DNF this book, but I still feel a little bit guilty by doing that. But yeah, it's just not worth it, I think. I have so many books on my shelf that seems a lot more interesting than this one. So we will see what I will do. But I always say that I will DNF a book, and I never do that. Almost never. Yeah, so today I'm thinking of not thinking. I have to do some laundry like always on Saturdays. Also, we will get some packages from my and Arima's parents from Lithuania, so we have to drive to the city to pick them up. I'm not sure just what time it will be. I think it will be around 3 o'clock maybe. So we have to do that, and I will try to squeeze in some reading. I think I'll just pick up maybe my Kindle book that I'm started reading that when the time comes, and continue with that one, and just put this one aside with the rest of the series. Just if I wasn't interested to read those books in the 5 years that they were on my shelf, so I think it's just time to say goodbye to them. I think for now that's it. So it's now 1:30, and I finally decided to just DNF that book, Possession, because instead of reading, I read few sentences and went on my phone. Forced myself back to the book, read few sentences, and went back to the phone. Just can't force myself to read that book anymore. It's just too boring, too annoying. There's Lucas trying to play, so if you can hear the noises, so sorry for that. Some places in that book was you can see from the writing that it was written in around 2012 or something like that, because there was a lot of almost homophobia, fat shaming, slut shaming, and something like that. It just started getting on my nerves a lot. Yeah, so and misogynist also a lot. Yeah, so enough is enough. I just decided that it's time to go to another book. So now I have with me my Kindle, and I will continue reading the When the Time Comes by Adele O'Neilly. Hopefully this one will be much better, and I will get my want of reading back. So remember when I talked that today we will go to the city Molle to pick some packages that we got from our families from Lithuania. So we went around 5, and now it's already 9. Maybe if you can see, it's quite strange light because I'm trying something. Yeah, so in that package, of course, there was a lot of Lithuanian food that we miss and can't get here in Norway. Also other gifts, a lot of for Lucas, of course. One of them is this truck made from wood, absolutely amazing. Has doors here. And a lot of other stuff. He got some clothes and so on, but the main gift was for me. It's late gift for my birthday, and it was from my sweet sister and my mommy, and it's how it's called in English. First I have to find, I think, because it's a Lithuanian edition, the Foresight Saga. I already took this book box from the plastic wrap, where we can see all its glory. Looks amazing. It's by John Galsworthy, like I said, Foresight Saga. I think there's two trilogies in one box set about, I think, 3 generations. Yeah, about 3 family generations, and it's written in 1932, and it's considered a 20th century's classic. I think this author got a Nobel Prize for this books. So I didn't see the covers for these if I can talk, for these books, so we can check them together. So the first one is Lithuanian title is Savininkas, and English title, in English the original title is The Man of Property, and it looks amazing. I love the edition of this book, very pretty. And it has all the family members, all the generations. I think it's called the legend, or the geological tree of the family, or something like that. So this is the first book. Another one. You see that the cover first. Oh, this one looks amazing. I think I like this one even more than the first one. The Lithuanian title is Kilpoja, and the original title is In Chancery. Very pretty. Well, it has quite a huge font, so I think it won't take me a lot of time to read those books. Also, I heard a lot of good things about them, and I think they're very interesting. Somehow I think they're a little bit familiar with the if you have watched that TV series Downton Abbey. So I think it's something along those lines, and I love movies or books like that. The third one is Išnuomojama, or the original title of this one is To Let. Very pretty. I love the color scheme and the pictures, I don't know, the models, how you call those people that are on the book covers. But still, I think in this first trilogy I like this the most. I don't know why, I just do. So the fourth book is Baltoji beždžionė. That sound. The White Monkey. Looks like that. Very pretty. Isn't it amazing, the color scheme? The fifth one is Sidabrinis šaukštas. I guess it will be silver spoon if they translated it correctly. Yeah, the silver spoon. My favorite color, this purple, dark purple. Amazing. And the last one is Gulbės giesmė. I think it will be a song of the swan. Swan song. amazing. Between all of these books, I think my favorites still are this or this one. Which one is yours? Can you tell? Yeah, very, very happy. It will be my prized possession almost. I can't wait to read them. I think I will dedicate one of the month for reading all of these books. I'm thinking maybe I will begin my New Year's with this saga. So I will try to keep myself from these books until maybe at least December, at least Christmas. Begin maybe at Christmas. For some reason they look for me like Christmassy books. So that was the story of the day. So now I think I'll just go and have a cup of tea and try to read a little bit more of When the Time Comes. I read a few percents of that book today. I'm disappointed in myself today because I had quite a lot of time for reading and I just procrastinated. So I will try to catch up on the reading. So I think we will see each other tomorrow. Good morning. It's now Saturday, not Saturday, Sunday already, and it's almost 11 o'clock. If it feels like it should be a little bit later because we had to turn our clock. Now it's the winter time in Norway. I don't know in other countries how it is, but we started the winter time here this night. So a little bit strange feeling. Yeah, what else? Yesterday was quite a rough evening for me. So I didn't do much. I read maybe a few pages of When the Time Comes. So a little bit disappointed in myself, but I just couldn't concentrate on reading. So today we don't have any plans because Aurimas unfortunately had to work today. Aurimas had to work unfortunately today, so yeah, didn't plan anything. Maybe when he can come back home, we will decide then, because hopefully he won't have to work all day. So, talking about that book, When the Time Comes, it seems like that it's going to be a domestic thriller, and slowly I'm starting to realize that domestic thrillers are my favorite subgenre of thrillers. I just like see the dynamics in the families. I'm a little bit nosy, so it's always interesting for me what's going on behind the closed doors. So yeah, and maybe on the 4th% of the book, but so far I really enjoying that book. So have quite high hopes for that one. And now after I finished doing my makeup, because I miss, not that I miss, but now it's part of my morning routine, so I feel weird that I don't do a very few steps of makeup, just a mineral powder, some eyebrow stuff and mascara, and that's it. I don't do anything more, but it helps me feel better. So after I finish doing my makeup, I will be going, and I think I will just try to catch up on some booktube videos, because I haven't seen that much this week. Didn't watch YouTube almost. Was a little bit rough week. It's usually happens so with me in the autumn, that my mental my mental health plummets a little bit. So yeah, not that bad that it used to be in the past, but still not the greatest, not that how it can be. So what I'm talking I don't even know what I'm talking at the moment. Yeah, so while I'll be watching some YouTube, I will be continue cross stitching, and this is my progress at the moment. I still have to finish doing where it is the tail of the owl, and there will be a dream catcher, so I still have to do the dream catcher. So I think it's maybe less than half of the work still left to do. Definitely won't be finishing that today, but hopefully do quite a lot of it. I'm hoping maybe just to finally finish doing the tail of the owl. Yeah, what else? I don't know. Next week I'm working once again full time, because my colleague is still not feeling great. So I will be working on Monday and Friday also. And next week there are going to be more late shifts. So I don't know how much of filming I will be able to do, just because of the light situation and the fact that I'm filming on my iPhone. So it's very hard for me to film when there's not that much natural light left. And soon there will be cooler nights in Norway. There will be almost all day dark. We will figure out, I think. Yeah, so that's it. Looks a little bit better.